Welcome back to the DK Podcast Show, and this week we're gonna. Fuck, messed that one up.
Yes, I am the Big D, and this is my special friend. I fucked that one up real good.
Welcome back to the DK Podcast Show. This is number 7 or 8
It
now,
might
I
be 8.
believe.
Who knows? We've been doing so many
Yeah,
of these.
not real sure, but he is the D.
Yep, I'm the Big D. I'm Dustin Owens, and this is my great friend, the Special K.
Kelton General. And this episode we're gonna talk about summer jobs and summer crappiness because I think they tend to go well together. So, what was your first ever summer job you can remember?
My first ever summer job was I was a laborer for a brick mason company. It was
hauling bricks back and forth.
yeah, making mud, moving brick, doing the crap work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like you got to start out. I feel like that's about how every summer
that
job
job
starts
never
out.
moved, so it was always off. I tell you what was awful about it. So did a lot of work at like Wake Forest, and one time we were doing an addition on the library. Now, Wake Forest is really, really particular about those kinds of things. Like you can't walk through. You could only walk through the library whenever you're leaving and getting there. You couldn't like bring materials up to there. And it was so hot, and we also had to wrap everything we're doing in plastic. So we pretty much built a greenhouse on top of the library at Wake Forest in an area that nobody ever goes in to work all stinking summer, and we had to get the brick and the mud up.
So the job took you all summer.
Yeah, but it was off of a pulley system. We had to pull the brick.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So one day the pulley accidentally broke, and it was the best day of the summer because it took like 3 days to get a new pulley, and it was by hand. There was no like.
So you got like a 3-day little break there.
Yes, it was much better than what I was expecting. So yeah, but I always got to look at hot chicks at college.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty crappy job of mine. I've had so many of them. I got some other stories too for you. But what was your worst ever summer job?
So I mean, growing up, I did a lot of like buying and selling stuff, sort of. So like I really it was kind of like my own self-paced. But my first ever like actual job was with a barbecue company. Or not barbecue company, a barbecue restaurant. I don't know where my mind's at right now, but so basically I was like the pit boy. So I'd get in there at 4:30 in the morning, so 4:30 till 11, and like I'd go in there. I'd always start the fire, but like keep in mind like you starting this fire in this little like pit oven thing, like it's hot. So like no matter if you're touching the fire or whatever, you open that door like you're gonna get heat burn, some sort of burn on you. So, like, probably for a couple months, my legs were covered in grease-like burns, just the heat burns from all this fire, and, like, it was an enjoyable job because I got to eat, and I was a fat ass at the time, but it was not enjoyable.
Dude, people don't know how much work goes into cooking barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when we cook barbecue,
they don't realize how
Christmas
long.
time. You know, exactly. When we cook barbecue for Christmas for all of our clients that we do, I always leave so pissed off because it takes so long and so much energy, and I'm like, I'm never doing it again, and then we do it again the next year.
That's what I'm saying. It takes a special type of person to like do it right.
Psychotic person's what it takes. We should make some ribs.
I'm down to make some ribs. That would be really good right now.
Yes, it would be great. Have you had any other crappy jobs? Any short-term ones?
Any short-term ones?
Like that you got suckered into?
I mean, well, my brother, he opened up his own business around this time. So, like, I was, his main employee. So, like, there'd be some jobs where he'd tell me it'd take 2 hours and I'd be out there the whole day cutting limbs, spreading mulch or something like that. Because, he's one, he likes to under-exaggerate a little bit.
It's always hard when you first starting a business of how long something's going to take you.
Absolutely, which I mean, he growed it pretty good. He's successful with it, but I remember them first couple of jobs. Me and him were going neck and neck with each other because we both were pissed
working with
off
your
at each
siblings
other.
is always terrible in the first place.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah, I never had to worry about that because my sibling's a girl. So, and yes, I have a sister. Nobody ever knows who she is. I'll tell you another crappy job that I've had in the past. Was, actually sort of in the same situation. We were doing construction work still, and we were building the monkey laboratory at Wake Forest. Did you know there was a monkey lab at Baptist Hospital?
I didn't know there was. I knew there was a monkey lab off.
No, it's a farm. You're
Yeah,
thinking
the
about
farm off Freeburg Church.
there is a farm in L.A., which is Lower Arcadia. If you don't know that, and not from around here,
Yeah.
but you would never know about it until you roll up on there. We did a lot of work over there too, but doing the work on the monkey lab was terrible. So they had these big tables, and they had like clamps on it and suction cups, like where you tell where they're cutting open the monkeys and
Yeah.
sucking the stuff out of it. And then they had these the big cages were fun.
Peter's gonna be all over.
We
our ass for
oh,
this.
it was amazing. We used to get inside the big cages and push each other and like pretty much do like a jousting competition inside of those. But it was so secretive that they didn't want people knowing that they were building something on at Baptist Hospital. So we had to use the freight elevator, and we'd only be able to use it either at night or on the weekends. So you
So
had
when nobody's there.
yeah, exactly. So you had to take all the materials for the week
At night or on the weekends.
on night or on the weekends, and I was in high school, and it was terrible. So we're pushing all this brick and block and sand and mortar up these ramps and everything else. And the bad part about it was not only was it a long, long day, but what also rides on the freight elevators? You ever seen a dead body go on a normal elevator up and down?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd be sitting there and hitting the button to go down or go up, and next thing you know, here comes somebody with a toe tag. And my buddy who went with me pretty much every week to do this, to work with me, he would start singing "Another One Bites the Dust."
How?
Another one bites the dust. And so still to this day, if he hears it on the radio, he will call me and play it because I'm like, you're stupid.
You engraved that
Now
memory in his
so
head.
he's so crazy though. He would ride up and down the freight elevators with the dead body, and I'm like, no, I'll catch you on the next one, boys.
Yeah.
But
See,
he's also retiring from the military next month, so that's how crazy he is. But that was stuff dreams are made out of, aka nightmares.
yeah. See, speaking of dead bodies, it wasn't really a bad, like, awful experience. But so my cousin, like, when he lived in Charlotte, he worked for, like, a burial service, like, cremation and burial service. So, like, they need help. So, like, he called me to come out there and help him for the day. So, like, I show up, I'm like, all right, yeah, let's get to work. Woo! Like, I'm within the first 10 minutes of me being there, they've already brought in 3 dead bodies. I've already rolled one of them, put them in a fire, learned how to, like, cook these things. Like, I didn't have the best dreams after that, but
I'm really concerned that you went from pigs
the human.
to humans. Like you decided that did it smell the same?
You don't want to know what it smelled like. Well, see, like, once they got in the oven, like, it wasn't that bad, because they got stuff that, like, kind of, like, they vented out, like in a cooker.
Okay.
But, so, like,
I still smell barbecue whenever I ride by the restaurants. I'm just throwing that out there.
I was in it, not, but, so, all right, so, you're, like, you put them in the body, or you put them in the fire, and it goes down all of this ash, right? Well, then they gotta, like, scrape them all out, and basically run them through, like, this grinder type thing. So, like, I want to say I was 17, 16, around there.
The crap you will do at a young age.
That's
for
what I'm
money
saying.
Is amazing.
I mean, it paid good, but
Well, by God, I'd hope so. Jesus, you had to throw around dead bodies. Just think about that during COVID.
that's when I did it.
Oh, I forgot you were 17 during COVID. Oh, yeah, I guess they did need a lot more help then, didn't it? They were a little
Yeah.
overwhelmed.
But then, like,
Was it like a 24-hour service?
no, it was like
like 7-Eleven?
no, it was like,
Did you have like a sheets where you like took the keys and put them on a balloon and let them fly away because you never closed?
no.
Oh.
But, like, I'm talking about, like, you think, like, there'd be more maintenance in, like, this stuff. Like, no, they just putting this junk in a bag and zip tying it.
So question for you. Do you get all of Aunt Susie before you do Uncle George, or is it like you're getting a little bit of Uncle George whenever you get Aunt Susie and everything else?
No, you're getting all of the same person unless, like, I mean,
but
I
I'm
guess.
saying like there's a little bit left over, right?
Oh yeah,
Like you ain't rinsing
it's not
it
all.
out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not all yours.
yeah, I don't know anything about cremation.
It's it's definitely interesting. It's not interesting, but different. Let
It,
me just put it
yeah,
that way.
yeah. Nah, not for
But
me, boss.
yeah,
But I want to be cremated because that's how cheap I am. I've told my whole family that if you bury me, I will haunt your ass to the day I die, or for the rest of your life, because I don't want to spend any money on a casket and a funeral plot and all
yeah.
that fun stuff. So, so speaking of burial services and everything else, why don't you tell our viewers or listeners how do you want to go? What do you got going on for it?
So when I passed away, when it's my time to go, and God calls me for it's my time, I want to have like a classic. I don't want to show him. I want my casket though. I want three round circles in the back, two in front of that, and one up there. So I can put red solo cups out there, and we can have a beer pong game on my casket while listening to some Leonard Skinner, and basically just kind of partying, you know.
That is the
Like,
most white trashy redneck thing I've heard all day,
but
and
see, like
that's
for
even
me,
coming from my own mouth.
for me though, is like I don't want my family to be sad that I'm gone,
I
right?
absolutely the exact same feeling here.
Because like I mean, I believe like your body's just a holding place, you know.
Yeah, man.
But like so like why not just party it
So
up,
it's gonna
have a
have
good
you're gonna
time,
have a party. So
basically.
my father-in-law said one time that he went to a party and they actually propped the dude up before
Oh,
they
like in the chair, you told
yes,
me about that.
yes. So
Just so it's just a dead body just
just
sitting there like
man, what? Yes, exactly.
like
Weekend at Bernie's. That is dating myself. I know you don't know about that movie, but you should watch it. It's pretty good. So
that's kind of creepy. That'd be a little too far for
that
me.
would be a little bit much for me. But, so the beer pong idea is a little bit better than that. So yeah, you're 18. You don't have that many jobs, huh? So I used to work at Lowe's, and I was an appliance boy. Had to move
Uh,
crap around and do that all like a bunch of yup. You know what I used to do to piss people off at Lowe's? So I worked at the one at Lake Norman, and there's a really nice area called the Peninsula, and like it's where all the race car drivers and NASCAR drivers and pro athletes live. And people would be like, so back when I worked, they didn't have GPS. I know. And so
oh my
delivery
gosh.
truck drivers, you'd have to type out everything. And they were like, I live in the peninsula. I was like, what peninsula? What are you talking about? I don't know. Where I knew exactly how to get there. Go straight down Sam Fur and just keep on trucking and it's right down the road. But yeah, I used to just piss off the old rich ladies whenever they wanted to tell me they lived in the peninsula, and I was like, I have no clue what you're talking about. So I used to, was gonna say I used to be an asshole, but everybody knows I'm still an asshole. So
It's alright. You can't make everybody happy.
yeah, why try? Why try? Uh, yeah, have you had any other jobs?
I mean, Domino's.
Ah,
I did work at Domino's
what's the best tip you ever got at Domino's?
from Domino's. I think one night I got tipped like 50 or like between 50 and $70. I can't really remember because like they handed me like a good amount of change and it was just kind of like keep the change.
Domino's has a shitty offer right now. They say that if you come get your own pizza, they'll give you a $3 tip. Like, what's that saying about their drivers? Like their tip that
Yeah.
they give their clients or customers is $3. They're the worst tippers in the world.
Oh yeah. Well, like see, like I think Domino's like not to hate on Domino's. I still like I'll eat the pizza occasionally, but like
Occasionally, if you're at the Owens household, it's like
yeah,
every other week.
yeah,
Day.
not lying. But whenever they switch to the automated and the online and not talking to someone in the store right away, that's when I think everything started.
Yeah, because then you don't have to give a good tip because you don't have to worry about that person. And especially with this contactless
yeah,
delivery where I don't have to look you in the eye and be like, "Where's my tip,
yeah.
bitch?" And you can't take anything from
Yeah,
me.
see, like the drivers, like, because I mean, I drove when I was there, so yeah, you'd make a trip, and half these people just do leave it at the door, and like, you aren't making near as much tips as I can imagine as you would, like, if you would have done it pre-COVID.
COVID has
Or
jacked
yeah,
up your work situation, dog.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah. And then what did you do last part of COVID? He came to hang out with me.
I did, I did indeed.
And I make him do the worst kind of crap. What kind of fun crap have I made you do?
See, like, the thing is, whenever crap goes wrong with us, like, we just laugh about it and make a video or something out of it. Like,
Exactly.
so nothing really gets to us like that. But complained to his wife about how shitty the day went. But like, I don't know. I've definitely, let's see, your truck broke down one day.
Dude, whenever the truck broke down, it was pouring down rain, and I made him go get the truck, and we thought it was fixed, and it wasn't. We still need to go pick up the truck.
Keep in mind that I was the one driving it when it broke.
Yeah,
Like,
you were. But what did I do for you?
well, let's just explain the story.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so Dustin's like, all right, I need you to. I just got my truck done working on. He's like, I need you to drive back to the house. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I can do that. Driving it, coming down the road, cuts completely off. Like, no power steering, nothing. Just shuts off. I'm like, oh crap. So I'm over here like getting over
It's
in the
'cause he's
middle
weak.
in the middle lane over here. Just cut it off, cut it back on, cuts right back on. I'm like, all right, we're good. Keep on going, make it about 50 yards. Same thing happens. So then there's a point where it just won't crank back up. So I call him. I'm like, dude, truck's messed up. You're gonna have to come get me. He's like, well, I was like, you want me to get my my uncle to bring his roll back? He's like, no, man, we don't need that. We don't need that at all. This man shows up in a Lexus with a tow strap and some chains, and we basically chain race throughout half of Davidson County. I think I took a turn, probably running about 40.
It was
At one-
35
at one
and
point.
you did snap that rope right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So
He gets out of the car, starts pushing it, starts pouring rain.
it was something else, because all this for an internship when you thought you were going to
Yeah.
be selling real estate and doing
Like I thought I was just
$1
gonna
listing
be, I
stuff.
just thought I was gonna be sitting in the office, like chilling, sitting back watching all the ladies work. But no, man, it ain't like that.
No, we don't get to do any of that fun stuff that they do. We get to do the grunt work and move trucks and
Yeah.
move furniture.
Then there was a time I sliced my finger open,
Yeah.
scalped my finger.
Yes. We're moving something then, I think.
I was at the scrapyard and there was this one basketball goal, and he told me to
Yeah.
wear gloves, but I was like, I can only find the left one, and I was like, well, I'm not only gonna wear one glove.
Sorry, you sound like Michael Jackson wearing one glove.
So then, like I'm pulling it off, and this is like the first thing at the scrapyard. I have a trailer full. Sliced my finger wide open. Like I thought I cut it off. Like I wasn't looking down at it because I could already just feel the blood rushing out of it, and I was like, yes, this ain't fun.
Do you think your mom likes Waylon more than you? Because I don't know if she would let Waylon work with me as long as she has you. Because it's like every time you call her and you're like, Mom, this happened to me today. And she's like, no problem, son. Keep going.
No, I mean,
I'm just saying, I'd be a little bit concerned as a parent to have to let my kid work with myself.
well, I mean, honestly, it's just kind of
I
like,
told you I wouldn't even let my own.
honestly, it's like Mom knows I'm gonna do what I want to do, so she's gonna support me in anything I do.
Well,
so
that's a
love
nice
you, Mom.
lady. Yeah,
Love you,
good
Mom.
shout outs to the mamas. My mom just knows I'm gonna do stupid stuff and just buries her head and prays for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good times. So tell me the best job or the best time at a job you've ever had.
Well, I mean, right now, I'm really enjoying like doing what we're doing right now.
Oh, he's trying to get a raise. Hey,
But
oh wait, I don't.
yeah,
pay
I don't
you.
even get paid. What?
Yeah.
But whenever I was like buying and selling stuff, I really enjoyed that because like I like to drive and I like going places and meeting different people and experiencing different things. So I really did like.
Your answer is so heartfelt. Mine was so dirty. It was.
That's just the difference between me.
Yeah, I
and you.
know. So my worst memory of work stuff is real estate ones. So I used to ride around and look at BPOs, which are broker price opinions, aka an appraisal made by a realtor, and on foreclosures. Usually they're on the outside of the property, didn't even get out of the car, actually couldn't get out of the car, fun stuff like that. But sometimes whenever they were interiors, oh my gosh, it was so disgusting to see the way some people lived when they were going in foreclosure. I walked through one house and could not take a step without stepping on dog crap. And I had to have 2 pictures per room
Oh my
throughout
god.
that. So it's not like I can just be like, I'm
It's
not
like
doing
it's
this.
like.
Yeah, oh, dude, it was nasty. So here's the crazy part about it is that same person The reason why they went into foreclosure was they stole my dog out of my driveway. My neighbor saw them steal my dog.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
So the house you were taking pictures in,
Was the
the
person
people that stole your
their
dog.
Yeah. So she lost her house because she went to jail for stealing my dog.
You know, I wouldn't even felt bad at that point. I
I
just would have
didn't
been
feel
like,
bad. I was just wanting to throw up.
I
But
would have thrown
she
up
tried to
all in
put
that
both
place.
my labs in the back of her, or yeah, in the back of her car. One jumped out. The other one she took, and then we put an ad in the newspaper. And she thought she was going to get a reward for it.
For returning the dog that she
Yeah,
stole.
yeah, exactly. But my neighbor saw her steal it. So, yeah, so she went to jail. But it was the nastiest house I've ever been in. I one time got a gun pulled on me, doing one. Yeah. But I'll save some of these stories for later, man.
Yeah, you might as well.
Dude, I got some crazy foreclosure stories. Oh my gosh. Squatters, meth heads, hookers. I mean, saw it all.
He
back
knows them
in-
all, folks. He knows them
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, that's why I hang out with you. So,
All right, question for you. So, is there like anything you've like learned from a job or like an experience that like you've just like put forth the rest of your life? Like maybe like, yeah, this taught me to be like never give up, or like this taught me to like, you know.
so speaking of never giving up, there was a guy that I worked with when I was at Best Buy back in the day, and he, like, you could tell that elevator might not go quite all the way to the top, or maybe he's missing a couple crayons in his box.
Well, I mean, hell, that's probably me and you.
Oh, I know it is now. As much stupid stuff as I've done, but he was like the janitor, delivery boy, like walking TVs and refrigerators out. I went there a couple weeks ago, and he's a stinking store manager, and it's been 20 years. Like, he literally probably can retire from Best Buy, but it's pretty cool to see somebody like work their way up the actual corporate ladder and not do it with their looks or attitude. Like, literally, you can tell
Just
it's
by the hard
the
work.
grit off.
Well, I
of
mean,
it.
dude, that's like the guy in the gym when we go in the mornings. Like that guy, like deserves a raise. Like you
Dude.
said, that guy's
Dude, Luke at City Fitness is amazing. He is nonstop customer service.
Oh yeah, like
So-
you need something. He ain't
Yeah.
walking. He's running.
Yeah, he's you raise your hand and it's like there's a fire over here. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I'd also say to the point of sometimes your customer's not right.
Yeah.
You learn that real quick, especially in real estate. Like sometimes you got to stand up for your people around you if they did the right thing. Now, at the same time, if you screwed up, I'm going to call you out off of it.
Oh, absolutely. Which I mean, I think that's how you get better. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ain't got someone sitting there calling you out all the time, then you ain't gonna learn nothing.
Exactly.
And if you're
That's
sitting
why
there-
I'm here to yell at people.
Exactly. Point proven.
Yeah.
Big.
The huge big of man of reality. So,
The wolf will welcome.
well, I think that's about all we got for today. You got anything else?
Not off the top of my head. Not right now.
Let us know what you want to hear and hit that little subscribe button. Show us some love. Send us some comments.
See y'all soon.